This is Jyothi Srinivas, and with me is Nalini. She's a professor of biology and yoga proponent. Welcome to the show, Nalini. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. There is a lot of elections campaigns and a lot of noise around here in Hyderabad. We have GHMC elections in the city. So just now you finished your elections. We have our local elections going on. So tell me, Nalini, so what's the topic are we going to take today?
We finished Swadharma last time. I mean, we touched upon it, not that we completed. And now we are taking up something called Swadhyaya, which is part of our empowering self. And that is what we are going to do. And specifically today, we are taking parenting solutions. We posted a flyer and we asked questions, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me share the questions. That way you can see what is ready and you can visualize the questions as well. So this is the poster or the flyer that we had up on our Facebook pages, and audience actively participated and gave tons of questions, and I had to pick some of them, right? First of all, before we go into parenting solutions, what is Swadhyaya? Swadhyaya is a Sanskrit word. It exactly translates to self-study. Apart from this life going on, situations occurring, there is something called intelligence in us. There is something called deep energy in us that which can think and give us best solutions. In order to access that, we have to do few things, right? Learn, and something like Buddha, he has always had amazing answers, right? So if you want to become that intelligent, you have to start your self-study. And it begins with taking your time and answering questions, and also learning from our scriptures, and increasing your focus. And how to do that, we'll talk about later. But then by doing Swadhyaya, you become your wise you and start finding solutions. What kind of solutions? Let us give some examples. For example, the first question is this. You want to go ahead?
Yeah. How to solve maths problem?
Mm-hmm. So math is a word for maths in America. In America, we don't say maths, we say math. Okay. So this is a question from a parent in US, and I just translated it. My daughter is weak in math subject, but she's really sharp and intelligent. She gets very good grades. That was a question that was posed. And when I thought into this, I quickly remembered one scenario that occurred in my own life. I have a similar age daughter, like my friend who gave this question. And we both have math phobia. Math phobia means as soon as you see numbers, you're feeling nervous inside. Do you have anything like that, Jyothi?
No, actually, I was very good in maths, so I don't have that phobia.
Yeah, some people are really good at math and some people are nervous about math. So what happens is we tend to go towards biology thinking that, we can avoid math, but it doesn't happen. Math will never leave your side, or it will never stop following you. It will be there forever. So it is better that you go after math. So the scenario that I would like to give here, not a solution, okay, is just my real life experience. So I took my daughter to this math tutoring center. And after a couple of months, I asked the teacher, what's going on? How are her grades and how is her improvement? And the teacher said, so and so areas are not good because we haven't taught. And I'm like, no, it's been 2 months. I expect some change, little change at least. Did you see any? And the teacher said, no, not yet. We are waiting on some more training. I said, okay, get me her test. Let me look at her test. And look at the test, I saw one thing, Jyothi. Okay. And I gave the tests back. And I told the teacher, can you please not go into the solutions? Can you quickly skim through the questions? Don't even read the questions. Just flip the pages.
Yeah.
And what you find. And the teacher flipped the pages and said, no, I don't see anything. I said, no, just notice. Don't even look at it as a test. Just look at it as a picture. And then the teacher said, I don't know what you're saying. I said, look
Mhm.
what she has done. When the question is small, when the question is short, she answered all of them. Once
Yeah.
the question is long, she won't even attempt.
Okay.
Won't even attempt. So what she's doing is she's trying to avoid long questions because she
Yeah.
just by looking at them, she's assuming that these are going to be tough questions. I said, what
Absolutely.
I'm going to do next is give her a test full of long
Mhm.
questions. That will
Mhm.
not escape, right? Where will she go if all the test questions are long? She has to attempt, she has to push herself to start solving those, and that is
Correct.
it helped her overcome her math problem. So being a
Mhm.
parent, we have to observe our children. Being a teacher,
Mhm.
we have to observe our students and help them out. This is an example I tell my students also. I'm a professor of biology in a state college here in USA, Orlando. And
Mhm.
this is what I tell my students. See, this is my experience. So please come review your tests with me so that I can see the pattern, which ones you're missing and why you're missing. So that is how
Absolutely.
learn about ourselves, learn about our children. This is Swadhyaya, and then we can help ourselves.
Very nice. Very nicely answered the question. So we'll move on. What is the next? So there's a question, Mom. I want to play video games, but I'm not able to do it. Because most of the kids face the same problem. Yeah, go on.
Now, you tell me, what do you think, Jyothi? How do you think we can help today's children get over these technology, smart device addictions?
To tell you frankly, I don't have any kids. Okay, I'm not a parent at all. Okay, and but I know the format of parenting because we are in a joint family. In India, we all live together. That's an Indian tradition. So all my sister-in-law's sons and brother-in-law's kids all hang around here and they stay in my house. So I do understand what parenting is. But in this question, when you're saying to stop playing with video games, we should create. I think we should create an environment by around us by what the video games gives them that we should give. That's what I feel. I'm talking in a very proper, like a mom, not in a scientific way like you, because I don't know the biological part and everything. I'll think like, maybe involve them in storytelling, maybe involve them in something else, maybe involve in playing games. So I think that addiction towards video games can be diverted with we getting involved with them in some games which are very where we can participate. We do antaksharis, we play late night games on this. So that addiction will go once you start spending time with your kids. That's all. That's what I feel.
Beautiful, well said. Actually, you know what? Let me tell you one thing. Biology is nothing different from life, Jyoti. And scientists are no different from us because whatever work they are doing to cater our needs, common man's needs, right? So science is very much common life. It has to be relatable. And you said exactly the scientific answer. You're saying you're not a scientist, actually, you're a deep scientist. Life scientist, huh? Okay, so yeah, I use the word dopamine here. See, the dopamine is nothing but the chemical that we produce in our brain whenever we are achieving something. Let's say, for example, you finished a project, you feel happy, right? Though you got the money or not, you feel happy, right? That is exactly the thing, the chemical in your brain which makes you feel good because it is affecting all your cells. And that is exactly what is happening with children nowadays. Whenever they use these devices, they are feeling so happy that when they put the device away, they're not getting that. So it has become like a addiction.
Yes.
Mhm. It is called dopamine addiction. I thought you were saying something.
No. I was just listening. Yeah.
So it is called dopamine addiction. So exactly what you said. In order to avoid this kind of dopamine addiction, first of all, recognize that don't let them become addicted to it. Right? Give them some habits like this. Being in combined family, it's such a good thing. We miss all that in US. If you're there in India, try visiting your family and get that interaction because what you have is physical activity. When you're putting away the devices and you're getting the physical activity, you're becoming healthy, and your brain is losing that habit of making dopamine all the time. So what happens is, if you eat something which is very delicious, right, next time you want to eat more delicious. It's
More correct.
right. So what happens is, these children, they want more and more and more of this, more and more of this. So
Okay, okay.
scientists is that, ask them to starve, ask them to fast. That means get rid of these devices, and so that when they go out of that dopamine for a very long time, when they get back to boring stuff, when they achieve something, then also they are feeling good. So
Very,
dopamine fasting is the answer.
very true. Very true. Perfect. Perfect. Actually, it's a wonderful thing to say, because many people don't know that, and it's no. It's like nicely said. Dopamine. You should do fasting by diverting their brain. So we'll move on. What's the next question? Do you have any more questions? Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
we have
questions.
collected more. So
Mhm.
this is another question. You
Mhm.
want to go ahead? Are you able to
Yeah,
see?
yeah. It's confusion to advise a teenager on relationship.
This is a
That's
big question. I got various forms of these questions, Jyothi.
okay.
So
Mhm.
many different kinds with the same thing. I
Mhm.
already have solution, but we do not want to go very long. We'll keep this episode short. But how about audience coming in and giving us their own perspective? How did they
Okay.
help their teenagers, right? Yeah.
Because yeah, to handle them is difficult. It was not like as when we were young, what was back 20 years. It's now it's different. So absolutely, this is the biggest problem most of the parents are facing these days. So I think you have already have the answer, or these are all some more questions, isn't it?
We have the answer, but let's wait. Let's see
Yeah.
what others have to say. Let's wait on audience's answers.
Mhm.
And many of my friends
Mhm.
contributed lots of questions. Uma is my school friend. We are friends from second grade.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
She is in India, and I asked all my school friends. Nowadays, we
Uh-huh.
all have WhatsApp groups, right? So we
Very nice.
are
Yeah.
friends from 10th grade. Can you imagine?
Right.
So she asked a question about how to win an argument with
Mhm.
a teenager without causing much friction, because there is an argument, that means energy levels will be high, our voices will be high, but we do not
Very.
want, right?
Mm.
So next one.
This is also from one of your friend. There's a question. Understanding time is very valuable, and we lose it to get it back. And if kid is a teenager and it's time, we should also think about his future without shouting. Yeah, this is the same thing what you said. How
Yeah,
to do conversation without shouting? That's the question I think overall.
yeah.
So yeah. So are we discussing this now, or we are going to move ahead?
We're going to wait. We will discuss answers to these questions after we get audience's perspective in the comments to our YouTube channel. This is about
Mhm.
meditation. I think we can introduce meditation to children from young age. When they
Mhm.
get it from childhood, it becomes autopilot. It's like drinking water and eating food. It doesn't have
Correct.
the thing that we do, spiritual, philosophical thing
Absolutely.
when we grow old, right?
Absolutely.
One of my friend, she shared her success story. You can also
Mhm.
share your success stories if you want. We are going to
Mhm.
elaborate on that next week.
Mhm. So you don't want to share the success story of your friend, or you will wait tomorrow next week, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. Today's show was, I think, we had a conversation. Anything else you want to talk, Nalini, before we wind up the show? Because we spoke about, parenting at a, very basics level. We took two questions and we answered them. So, do you have to say some more practices which you want to tell?
Yeah. Mainly swadhyaya. How do we do swadhyaya in order to develop this kind of mind wherein we can find all the solutions ourselves instead of thinking that, oh, I wish I had done like this when my child was little.
Very true.
Yeah, instead of feeling bad later on and thinking differently when you have everything cool and nice, in the heat of the moment, how can we find the
Yeah.
solution? Is Swadhyaya. How can we do that? There are multiple things. Yeah, many people know that if you do meditation, your brain will be sharp, right? And your memory becomes sharp, and then you become peaceful also. But meditation
Very.
might not give you instant peace. Yeah, you might feel little peaceful after meditation session, but if things
Mhm.
are ruffled up in your life, right?
Yeah.
Everything is heated up, there are arguments, and there are differences between you and your family members. How can you even sit and meditate? We
Yeah,
can't
we can't.
even
We
meditate.
can't. We can't. Mm.
So don't wait till last minute when situation occurs, when you feel the need of the meditation. Start
Mhm.
early, right? And start reading books whenever you want. And
Mhm.
because once you have the preparation, then when situation comes, then we are ready.
We are ready. Very true. Very true. Absolutely. So, so we are saying that you to start practicing yoga for kids, even for younger kids, not only for the teenagers, isn't it? So, are we going to talk, elaborate on that, or we are going to what else we are going to discuss today?
Yeah, so few things with children. This is my
Mm.
for children. Time spending with them, right?
Mm.
Spend time with them is love. For them,
Mm.
spelling of love is Time, not Love, right? Love is not the spelling. They think when we are spending time with them that we are giving them love, right?
Yeah.
That's thing. And mainly reading books and getting ready and getting associated with your friends and discussing all this. Yeah, when we are tired, we don't want to read books. I understand. Another thing that I would like to say is every country has libraries, right?
Mm.
And libraries have books. How many
Correct.
books are there?
Mm.
Are libraries full or are cinema theaters full?
Correct.
Seriously.
Theaters are full. Yeah.
But where do you get real time solutions? Do movies give us solutions? Do TVs give us real solutions? Right?
Oh,
So,
no, 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 no. Mm.
exactly. So, it's my request that watch TV if you want some entertainment and you want to relax, but make
Mm.
sure that you make it a point to give significance to reading and adding to your repertoire of knowledge. Your wisdom
Correct.
is important. You have to add to it. Buddha did not become Gautama Buddha in one single day or 1 year. He spent so many years going around doing meditation. He read
Mhm.
very books, but he did
Very true.
meditation, right? So use what you think is right. Keep yourself fit, self-care. Remember, first episode we said that if your body is healthy, then your mind is healthy. Healthy body,
Absolutely.
healthy mind. We can aim for great life. When situations come at us, challenging situations are coming at us, we can find solutions.
Absolutely. We'll be having much more challenging times way ahead. It's not with the ending with this pandemic. There are going to be many other things. That's what the people are predicting. We don't know what is going to happen. And as you said, we should keep our mind and body healthy. First our mind and then the body automatically comes in alignment when we keep our mind healthy. So when we are talking about parenting, before we wind up, I just want to say that not only spending time, but also quality time. Yes, I do understand we should take them to movies. That's a part of life. We should make them to watch TV, but also we should spend time in understanding them, and they should be vocal about what they feel. They shouldn't hide anything. Yesterday was the child abuse day, so abuse doesn't mean only abusing child, whether physically, or it's also mentally also. Kids get abused mentally also, so emotionally also, even peer pressure in schools and in colleges when they had to go through a lot of pressure. These things they should come and tell you, instead of telling somebody, the friends, or keeping with them. They should come and tell you, they should talk to you that I'm facing this problem with this particular guy or with this particular girl, or whatever it is. So I think the parents should actually become friends. Of course, it was not 20 years ago, but now things are changing, and with things we also have to change. We have no choice. So we have to accept, to all the parents out there, that, parenting is a boon and we should utilize it in a proper way and make the child, in a proper directions. So that's my point of view. So Nalini, you want to wind up the show?
Yeah. So next week, we are going to continue with the parenting questions that we already have. And following week, we are going to talk about how to interact with family members or co-workers or friends. And if somebody says something to you, how to respond. Good thing or not such a good thing. How do you respond? Right? This is also part of Swadhyaya. In order to develop ourselves, we have to have a full, complete growth. And that is what we are aiming at the following episode.
Absolutely. So thanks for joining us. We had a wonderful session for half an hour and it was wonderful interacting with you, Nalini, as always. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jyoti, before you go, I wanted to ask, is there any way we can know, you have done so many live shows. Is there any way we can do a show on what you learned from so many professionals and interacting with them? We would like to know.
No, each one has their perspective, Nalini. I can't say anything in particular. I've done from film actors to in radio. I've done with film actors to different kinds of. But on my platform, I'm basically doing with a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, and life coaches and everybody. What I feel is everybody has to say that when we are keeping positive things in mind, positive things happen. That's the overall thing I understood from most of them. Even with the film stars, they also have the same thing only. I have done from top from Amir Khan to Shah Rukh Khan's to Telugu stars from Chiranjeevi garu. I've done everybody, but I found that everybody are like successful like that because they are grounded and they are positive. That's it.
Oh,
Positive, everything will happen positive to you. That's what I feel.
wonderful. It's good to know directly from someone who met them in person. Well, that was a wonderful conversation, Jyoti. It was fun chatting with you.